Andy Borkowski, VGS Talk Radio, AM 640. I'm here at E3 2013, and I just had my brain exploded. Got a chance to play the latest Saints Row game. Got to play it for quite some time. It is literally indescribable, but someone is here to try and describe it. Who am I speaking to today?
Hi, I'm Robert Gable. I'm project manager with Saints Row 4 at Volition.
Now, for someone who didn't get this great opportunity to actually see the game, play through it, what is the playthrough you're presenting here at E3? And just some highlights, if you could, of the great thing back there.
Yeah. The quick rundown of the demo we have here is first thing we have available is one of the early missions in the game. In this game, you know, in the previous games you've been the boss of the Saints, you have your own gang. In this game, you're now President of the United States of America. So we put you into the White House. It's one of the earliest missions in the game, and we let you feel what it's like to be president. And while you're going about your daily duties, the Zin aliens attack, blowing up the White House. You have to get out some. You have to go to your Oval Office arsenal to fight back, and you throw all you can at them, but they overwhelm you in the end. Zinyak ends up capturing you. The second part of the demo is the Zin have captured you and put you in a virtual prison. And so we jump people later into the game where there's a lot of superpowers unlocked, a lot of weapons unlocked, to give everybody a chance to taste different parts of the game without having to play there.
No, absolutely. There is a distinctive difference of when you started out, of what we played through today, of how you started and the amazing superpowers you had before that. Just to give one little anecdote, as I was walking to give the press conference in the beginning of the demo, Keith David came up to me and asked me if I wanted to either A, cure cancer or solve world hunger. And on cancer's document, it said "fuck cancer" in big bold letters. So that's perhaps a good corollary to describe the sort of theme and tone of this sort of game. Yeah.
What did you choose?
I chose to feed people.
You chose to feed?
I did.
We've been standing behind.
You've been asking and trying to see?
Play, and just keep an eye on it. It seems like most people are.
The most confusing one was high road or low road. What was it? Punch a dick in the head or punch a dick head? I think it was. Right?
Exactly.
But yeah, that's all of it. Anyone who's even remotely familiar with what Saints Row is now, they know that this, more than tongue-in-cheek, the absurdity of it is such a great value, because there aren't really games that go this far, right? What would you say?
No, I don't think so. I think we're kind of in a unique niche. There's not a lot of other games like that, and we embrace that absurdity. I think some other people might kind of flirt with it a little bit, but we just dive right in. That's our wheelhouse. That's where we're comfortable, so we've stuck with it.
What would be, I guess, if you could, to really press that point, one of the most absurd things that you can talk about in this game that players can wait for? Something that is just a sequence of letters and words together that would never come together unless we're talking about a Saints Row game.
Killing people with the power of music, sending deadly wubs at them with the dubstep gun, which has become just an absolute fan favorite. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we actually got to play. We got to use the dubstep gun in our playthrough there. Now, in this iteration, Saints Row 4, how is the story going to progress from where you start to where it's ending? Because even with the small playthrough we had, the range of powers and the progression of it was massive. You can do so much more than, of course, the powers weren't introduced yet. But will we see more of that? Will, by the end, you'll be a super god sort of thing?
Yeah, I think you got a taste of what you'll become at the end. So when you're playing through the game, you start off. We want to get you in the open world and with superpowers very early in the game. But we got the setup. We have to have a mission at the beginning. You've got your crew. How do you become president? So we got that set up. We got the White House. But we'll get you into the open world quick. We'll let you start blowing everybody away using your superpowers. You don't start off with all the superpowers you saw in the demo today. You kind of earn them as you go. You unlock them, and that progression will really, you'll feel like you're taking the simulation back from the Zin. They've put reminders all over Steelport to say, like, this is our prison for you. Remember, it's us oppressing you, and you fight back against them. And as you take over more, you become more powerful.
And this whole concept of being in a virtual prison, there's a lot of visual cues that, like you kind of said, would indicate that when you do a particular, when I was playing through the demo, a particular massive explosion or using some of the weapons, the areas itself, it seems, in some instances would kind of glitch out and there would be an effect. Is that something that's throughout the open world experience? Does that play through a few times?
Very much so.
Okay,
and you'll actually see some of those glitches start to bleed in more as you progress because
This is
you're
really
kind of
cool. I
breaking
didn't
down the
think that,
simulation. Yeah, we're very happy with how the glitches turned out, and it's just they're reminders that this isn't real.
Yeah.
is what it is a lot. I'm trying to think of some specific examples of, well, just to show their presence. Like, you know, we had Planet Saints in the last one, where the Saints are like stores about themselves.
Yeah.
Well, Zinyak can't have that, so he's Planet Saints and now Planet Zin, and he puts a statue of himself out in front of it. He has taken over your own stores too.
Well, yeah, it's just it's hard to really describe, I think, a lot of the game, of the different stuff you can do. What were perhaps some of the odd weapons that you can use? Because just going through in the demo, we saw an eclectic range, and they all did ridiculous things.
Yeah. Well, the two new weapons that we're introducing here for the first time, one is the light sword.
Yep.
You go around, you hit somebody with that, they basically vaporize right there. And then the other one, which is just a lot of fun to play with, is a black hole gun. You shoot a singularity, it sucks everything around it in, and then once it's done sucking it in, it just explodes and blows it out. And that's one of those things, like, make sure you don't shoot that too close to yourself, because it will suck you in as well.
I would say one of the difficulties of having a game like this that is so much fun, of just messing around, that does that so well, is you either you get bored of the main story, or excuse me, rather you don't get bored of the main story. You get a little tiresome of just killing in a big sandbox sort of thing. What are you doing to kind of progress it, to keep our attention past just having fun in this open world, in this open sandbox?
Yeah. Well, definitely that's one of the main tenets.
Yeah.
We have to let people have that freedom in the sandbox, do what they want, cause mayhem. That's one of the people's favorite things to do. So we got the main campaign, which is going to take you many hours to complete. But then as far as the open world goes, we've really focused on density this time. We try to get as much gameplay in there as possible. We have a bunch of new activities that we brought into it, well over 50 activities, and then tons of collectibles, well over 1,000 collectibles. Some of them are actually going to be currency. I don't know if you saw any of those data clusters that are going around. As you get those data clusters, that's actually what we use to upgrade your superpowers.
Okay.
So we have a whole upgradable superpower menu, which is separate from the player upgrades. And then there's all the new customization that we've added as well. We pride ourselves on the customization in game, and one of the areas that we noticed, like, we don't have as much customization is with the weapons. We added weapon upgrades in the last game, and this one we wanted to add weapon customization.
Oh, wow.
So we have costumes and skins for all the weapons in the game. You make them look like you saw the Super Soaker today.
Yeah.
That's your assault rifle. You make it look like a water gun. We got a wireframe pistol, and then we have over 200 pieces of weapon customization that we've actually put in this game.
How much, you talk about customization, I know in the previous games you could customize to everything about yourself. That's continuing in this iteration? I imagine it is. If you're making the guns with 200 skins, how much does the president have? I can't even begin to think of that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we have hundreds of new customization items, and it's going to be similar to what people saw in Saints Row the Third as far as the way the customization system set up, and that's actually very intentional because for the first time ever in Saints Row, we're letting you're able to pull your character from the last game into the new game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it will actually be through the community site. We set up the community site on the last game because we heard from fans that they wanted to be able to share their creations with other people. So we set up the community site. You could make your character, upload it, other people could see it, and if they liked it, they could download it to their game. So by maintaining the same base customization system, that allows people to bring their characters from the previous game forward. As far as customization items go, we have hundreds of new items.
Yeah, just anything you could possibly imagine you can create in Saints Row 4. A big element in the previous Saints games was the idea, and it's a little bit lesser in terms of the main narrative, of being a gang leader, obviously, and a lot of the effects of that were having your gang, your homies as they're called, to use throughout the particular game. How is that being expressed in Saints Row 4? Are we still going to be able to, to recruit the people that we normally do, use them in that way, and maybe has that, been flourished a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say it's more of a twist on it.
Oh,
this
okay,
time.
cool.
What it is so when you became president, your crew transferred over to be in your cabinet. And we brought some fan favorites back. You know, you said Keith David as Keith David for vice president. That's a nice little wink to some earlier stuff in the series. Benjamin King is a character from earlier in the series who he was previously voiced by Michael Clark Duncan. And Michael Clark Duncan was actually starting to do some early recording for us. Unfortunately, he passed away, but Terry Crews, who's just a great guy, he stepped in, he filled the role beautifully. So he voices Benjamin King, who's part of your cabinet. Well, when the Zin attack, they capture your homies. And if the Zin put you in your own virtual prison, they also have virtual prisons for them. So you're going to have to go and help them escape from their virtual prisons as you progress through the game.
And would you be able to then use them similarly in combat, sort of thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Once you say there's a crib ship in the game.
Okay.
Which
cool.
is it's in the real world. It's outside the simulation. That's kind of your home base. So as you rescue your homies, you'll set them up in the crib ship. And additionally, one of the things we added in this is optional missions. So I don't know if you looked at the quest log at all. Quest log is new to this game. It helps people kind of like if you're doing that open world like just mayhem and you're kind of like I want to do something now. The quest log will help direct you to the different elements of gameplay because we just have so much in this game. In addition to that, and the main campaign is we have optional quests, and each of the characters kind of send you on their own little optional missions, and there's pretty nice rewards if you take care of them.
One of my biggest pet peeves with any open world game is when they don't catalog the collectibles, especially when there's so many of them that you got to find. What are you doing to make it easier for people who want to find them all and to, I guess, keep a count? Because there's so much, like you said, over 1,000. What are you guys doing for those sort of players?
So on the stats screen, you'll be able to track all of them, and it'll say how many you have out of how many total.
Okay.
So the people who want to find them on their own can track it that way, no question. And then in Saints Row the Third, we had a Collectible Finder, which if you were able to unlock it, in this game you'll also be able to unlock it again, and icons will appear on the map.
Excellent. That's all you really need for those completions there. I guess just to close out, thank you so much for taking time. I really do appreciate it. What kind of experience do you want players to get from this? Because it's so ridiculous. It's so much fun. What is it just that? You just want to have a game that is that just viscerally fun when it comes down to it?
I think, in the development of the game, that's one of the leading rules. As crazy as we get, you keep pointing out how absurd we are, and it's very true.
Lovingly, pointed out lovingly, just to make that.
And it's appreciated. But it comes down to, what is fun. And that's the driving force here, no question about that. Additionally, I think what we've done is we've done several Saints Row games now, and we've really we feel good about our open world elements. Adding the superpowers, changing the navigation, it mixes up the combat. I think it's just going to open the door for that many other people to be introduced to the Saints Row series.
Absolutely. Cannot wait for it. Thank you so much, sir, for taking the time. Really do appreciate it. Just to leave you with one little anecdote. Right before I had to leave, as the president playing Saints Row 4, I was running at Mach 5 with buses flying off me. I jumped in the air, flew, and then froze an alien, and I believe I then blew up a building with my body. So we'll leave you with that. Andy Borkowski, VGS Talk Radio, AM 640.